Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now March 18th of 2020 and a lot of fans around the world have been very curious about exactly how Disney and Lucasfilm are going to handle the new Star Wars trilogy as well as the brand new Star Wars universe, also known as the expanded universe. It's going to range from comics, books, novels, video games, movies, and even TV shows out there for Disney+. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the thing about Star Wars in general is that we do know that the new Disney CEO, Bob Chapek, is really bringing Star Wars in a different direction for the fans to enjoy. You know, this, of course, all has to do with how the movies will be handled, how the new Star Wars TV series will be handled, and how it's going to have a different tone to it all. Because now Kathleen Kennedy no longer has creative control over these new Star Wars projects. Now, I don't know if you guys knew this, but originally, Rian Johnson was going to take control of the new Star Wars universe and was going to create his own take on the new Star Wars trilogy of films that was really going to be placed in a different galaxy and have nothing to do with the Jedi or the Sith or even the Force at that, and was essentially just going to be a set of 3 Star Wars movies that were just new sci-fi films with the Star Wars brand slapped onto it. Now, on top of all of this, what's really intriguing all has to do with, of course, writer and director Rian Johnson of the Star Wars universe. And what's really intriguing all has to do with his stance on Star Wars as we speak. Now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are moving on to their new Star Wars universe, also known as the new expanded universe, that will reshape the Star Wars franchise and evolve the Star Wars brand as we know it. Now, it's said that behind the scenes over at Lucasfilm, many changes are being made to how Star Wars will be handled. It's explained, however, that Rian Johnson's behind the scenes is actually very frustrated with how the Star Wars fans who created a backlash after seeing The Last Jedi during and after the premiere of The Rise of Skywalker, when Rian Johnson was questioned about his take on Star Wars films. Rian went on to state that he doesn't really care for a universe or a franchise at this point, and looks to only develop his art for a movie that he is writing. Rian Johnson was said to be developing a brand new Star Wars universe that was just cancelled by Disney CEO Bob Chapek, and that Rian is said to be very annoyed with Star Wars fans now, and that his plans for his new trilogy have been cancelled, as well as his new Star Wars universe. It's noted that Johnson wants to focus more so on his own movies like Knives Out 2 and more, to build his own universe of films, and is looking to becoming the next director or writer like Tarantino by creating his own universe of movies that connect to each other. However, Johnson is said to be with Lucasfilm still and has the opportunity to be a part of at least one new Star Wars film as of right now. Now, what's really intriguing is, of course, when questioned by The Hollywood Reporter, they questioned to Rian Johnson, whenever you are writing, let's say you are creating your own universe, you said you don't think about actors, you are starting something from scratch. How is that approach versus something where you have pre-existing universe? If you are writing characters for Star Wars, you have this universe, you have characters that everybody knows, and then now you are doing something from scratch. Do you find your approach is different for that? He states, no, not at all, because I don't really think in terms of universes or in terms of creating worlds or whatever. That's not interesting to me, he continued. The only thing that is interesting to me is story, and the story specific to, like, of course, whether you are writing a Star Wars film that's part of a 3-movie trilogy or a quote-unquote original thing like Knives Out, where you are telling a story that is new to the thing that you are doing that has to work within the context of that movie, Johnson added. So to me, the notion of what's the entire galaxy or world that you are creating or something, I can't imagine getting excited about creating that. To me, I'm excited about in creating a 2-hour long experience for an audience to have in the theater. And that means how they engage moment to moment when the story and the characters that are on screen. And that doesn't change in either one of those. Alright, so this definitely does line directly up with how Johnson wants to disconnect everything from what we know about Star Wars with, of course, his new universe. Now, obviously, things have changed since then when Rian Johnson spoke to The Hollywood Reporter, which wasn't all too long ago. But what's intriguing to me is how Johnson wanted to create a new galaxy. This lines directly up with this, is that his original plans for the new trilogy that were put to the wayside and cancelled by Bob Chapek is that he wanted to create a new galaxy, and because of all this being cancelled, because of the backlash from The Last Jedi and how the box office results of The Rise of Skywalker were a cause from that, is that Rian Johnson has been very frustrated with Star Wars fans out there. He's been very angry with Star Wars fans, those of which specifically who created the backlash, still calling it a minority, still saying that there is no backlash at all when questioned about this at the Rise of Skywalker premiere. You guys may very well remember, not too long ago when questioned about this, Johnson stated that there is no backlash, it doesn't exist, and that the fans are wrong essentially, and that the fans don't know what they're talking about when it comes to exactly what Star Wars really is. And to me, that goes up against everything against the fans. It's all about the fans, in my opinion at least, because we've been here from the very beginning. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again. No.